And welcome to Pixel Pulse, where we have with us today a live American Sign Language translator in the studio for the audience. Hey, give her a hand. Give her a hand. Give her a hand.
Proud of her. Proud of her.
But also, welcome back to Pixel Pulse, where unfortunately we're all sober now.
They will say no words, by the way. They are just purely here to give us live translation
for the studio audience.
For the studio audience, which, you know, don't worry about that. I'm telling you not to worry about it. So, are we clear?
That's for the Patreon.
I'm worried about it. That's for the Patreon.
Yeah.
You want to be in the studio audience with the American Sign Languager.
The American Sign Languager.
You tell me.
It's a blank screen.
It's a blank screen.
Yeah, we got a blank screen.
Right.
Oh, there we are.
There we go. Hi, welcome.
See, well,
to
I guess
Pixel
we had the wrong translation.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat.
Oh my god. All right. So today we have a lot of things to cover today, which
Oh, this is the Pixel Pulse podcast, by the way. Have we ever even introduced who we are?
I don't think
this is our third episode.
Well, we had the pilot one. So
The pilot one, but did we ever today announce what your name was?
I mean, it's WaterMelvin, technically. I mean, Captain WaterMelvin on YouTube, but I mean, it's Melvin. I mean, I'm Mel. I mean, we this is our second episode.
we haven't introduced ourselves.
Oh, we haven't introduced it. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
I'm sorry. Content brain is right. Anyways, I'm Melvin Melvin doxes himself, and this is Pixel Pulse. I have with me today here GabrielSurgeVA and Agari Chu. How are you two doing today?
Agari Chu.
It's Uchu.
Uchu.
Agari, how much chew have you been having?
I'm sorry.
lately?
My brain, I always see it was like CHU, like the Choo Choo jellies
That's
from
fair.
like Wind Waker.
Agari.
I just really want to like paste you onto the wall around stuff and see what you taste like, if you're like fruit flavored or not.
Bro.
All right, this is an awesome start.
This is a great start to the podcast.
I immediately blipped it. Anyways.
I blacked out. Sorry.
Well, we gotta start over again. Welcome to Pixel Pulse. Hi, my name is Douglas. Wait, no, it's not. Shit.
Fuck.
God, just can we let the American Sign Languager take over?
Okay, yeah. What do you have to say right now?
Handing it over to him. Whoa, that's Naruto hand signs. Don't you lie to me. I know the Kage Bunch no jutsu. No, in actuality, though, today we're here to talk about some of the gaming news and share stuff with that. Pixel Pulse is a podcast where we like to share our interest. We unfortunately equipped ourselves with a VTuber and a streamer and a YouTuber.
Are you a YouTuber?
I don't know what I am anymore.
He's something.
I'm going through it is what I am.
Yeah. What games are you going through?
Currently, actually, I just tried recently Star Wars Outlaws. I had the pleasure of playing the open beta to Concord.
We're
not talking about Concord today.
What do you mean? We aren't talking about it. You're right.
No.
So far, it's been a lot of not really good games that I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of all right games.
The Phoenix, the Miles Edgeworth collection just came out on Friday.
There's a Miles Edgeworth collection.
Yeah, did you didn't hear about it?
I did not know about that.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet, but like the two Miles Edgeworth games.
Yeah, those games are very good. I've played both of those.
Yeah, and the second one never came out in the States, but now it's officially available.
I've done like a translated one way back when with my buddy Xenocyst.
Yeah.
Hashtag Xenocyst.
They say sus in the script.
Sauce.
It's a game about Among Us. And then they actually, I'm not even joking, they actually put Miles Edgeworth in Among Us. So, It just writes itself.
What are we doing? Fortnite crossovers now?
Yeah.
I mean, Fortnite right now has had some bomb crossovers. They're real. That's another one I've been playing a lot of, actually, is Fortnite. They're real in deep with the Marvel season going on right now. So they just dropped a like 10% chance spawning island, where if you get onto there, you can play as Doom for a short time.
Yep, I saw that.
It's pretty neat. I haven't gotten Doom yet.
Will they bring back Thanos to Fortnite?
I don't know. They might. I could see it doing like a rotating game mode.
Oh, I missed that Thanos game mode. That Thanos game mode was fun.
I liked all the lightsabers. That was my favorite.
The lightsabers were fun too.
I hated the last season. Because in a game where it's about walking around and shooting people, they said, let's make it Twisted Metal.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they pretty much made all the cars really strong and gave them all like turrets that auto marketed on, or like just turrets were easy to kill. And Tony Pizza also has the right of it, where Fortnite is only good because you do get to do the foot dive as Doom.
Yeah, from MVC.
Which is, MVC, yeah. Which I'm very excited for that. That's one thing I'm getting ready to probably grab is they have a Marvel vs. Capcom collection coming out on the...
that's this Friday. This upcoming Friday.
And then Capcom decided to double whammy me and make the week after that Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster.
Ooh, yeah.
which I'm very mixed about, actually, because I found out they've removed some things that I really enjoyed about the first game.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to bring it up again.
Yeah.
But,
fuck you!
Tony Pizza also said, you eat...
It comes out on Thursday.
Macadamia nuts, and it's also Thursday, yeah.
Well, that's weird because Nintendo's been doing that too. Like all of a sudden, like game developers have shifted their release date to be Thursday, and I don't know why.
No, Captain Froze. They did not remove the clown from Dead Rising. They just got rid of the erotica photos from that section and the cameras when you can earn points off of that. They also changed the backstory for Clint, if that is a character you know. That's a bot in the ooh. Go ahead. I'm a cheap viewer, baby.
I'll give you cheap viewers.
Yeah, so essentially Clint was heavily influenced by Vietnam in the original game, and since they decided to remove that backstory and just make him kind of a shell-shocked veteran with no actual enemy. But anyways, that'll be something down the road. We already talked about that in the last episode. Sorry, I'm losing track.
No, we're good.
It's good. What have you been playing, Agar? I know you were mentioning before stream that you are broadening your horizons. Yes. Can you tell me what that means?
So,
you're playing Horizon.
I'm playing Horizon. Just
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn?
I have been playing a little bit of what's the game that you let me play? Xenoblade. I have been playing a little bit of Xenoblade.
Holy shit, he's playing Xenoblade.
I know.
I did it! It worked!
I'm playing it. I also recently just got a 2DS, and I got a couple games on there that I've been going through. Mostly a lot of old stuff, but I'm definitely going through Pokemon right now. That's one thing I really, really, really want to go through.
Which one?
Pokemon. The one that I just started was... I think it was X. X is what I'm on right now.
Okay.
I highly recommend Soul Silver if you get the chance.
I have it.
Those are very good.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why it's very good is it also has Kanto with the Johto region.
Okay.
So it's essentially 2 and 1 rolled into 1.
Okay. Yeah, I got X, I got Y, I got a whole bunch of other Pokemon games and stuff that I'll be going through.
Xenoblade was mentioned.
I'm not even kidding, I have 20 plus Pokemon games to go through.
Chat F and chat because Gabe is about to goon.
There we go. Well, I'm done with that now.
Yeah, that's the bit. That's the bit. What have you been playing?
It.
What you guys can't see is that when I did that, Melvin got blown away, and he was holding his hand to tell me to stop. He was reaching for God, who couldn't even help him in that given moment.
You should have seen the American Sign Languager.
The American Sign Languager was
ducked behind the cover.
Yeah.
Ironically, their ears hurt.
I'm sorry. I just got very excited. You mentioned gooning and you mentioned Xenoblade, and I've been playing a game with a lot of gooning in it too. It's called Yakuza. You know about that game?
No, I don't.
In Yakuza 0, there's this stupid fucking minigame called billiards, and it is bullshit. It doesn't use the real billiards rules, and every time he gets up to the plate, he goes, yosh. And which is pretty cool. But fucking, I hate the billiards in that game, but I finally beat the billiards fair and square. The AI didn't sink the 8-ball in the wrong hole. I won that billiards. I'll never play it again until the next game. And then... But the story is pretty good, actually. I like this. There's this weird side mode where you you experience the life of a Yakuza member, and that's pretty good. I do enjoy that.
Thank you, Captain Froze. I did not realize that this was the situation. I will get him help immediately. Come on, buddy. We're gonna make you play Fist of the North Star and Yakuza clone. Which was actually really good, actually. There is a Fist of the North Star Yakuza styled game.
What do you mean a Yakuza style? First of all, I've never watched Fist of the North Star.
So the people that go, oh my, well, Shindoru, you're already dead, and they he pokes people and they blow up. Well, they said, hey, let's hire the guys that did Yakuza, and let them make a game in that universe. And it really
wasn't that game like really good though?
It really is. It's it was PS4 exclusive. It is very good. It's a very good Fist of the North Star game. Because it's also just Yakuza.
Yeah, and he's very just all like.
You could like grab the manga onomatopoeias out of the air and beat someone to death.
Oh, that sounds awesome, actually.
And then at one point he goes, "Whoa." Well, we put diction in this sentence just so we can put dick in this sentence. And I'm like, whoa, who wrote that?
You did.
You wrote that.
That was your script.
That was your boot. That was your bit.
That was all on you, man.
Yeah, don't act like you didn't just talk about this before we went live, dude. Come on.
That was all you, man. Like, why'd you write the script like that? What the fuck?
Don't you sign at me.
So anyways, in Pixel Pulse, what do we do here exactly? What is this show? Anyone want to tell the class?
I immediately just went to we goon.
Some of us are not gooning for November. But anyways, Pixel Pulse is ideally we want to cover a lot of video game journalism has currently been experiencing a habit where they're becoming untrusted. So the idea is we want to incorporate video game journalism with the love of gaming
and the love of gooning.
And
gaming and gooning.
There's a real ongoing meme of video game journalists not getting past the tutorial. And I certainly would like to beat Dark Souls 3 again.
That's fair.
Remember when I gave Mario Baseball on the Wii a bad score because I couldn't figure out how to play the game?
Yeah.
I am a certified journalist.
That is true. That was the peak of your career right there. But I mean, to be fair, it did kind of have bad controls, though.
It wasn't that it just had bad controls. I mean, the waggling was one thing, sure, on the Wii, but it was also just like needlessly complex, like especially in like the story mode where they make you do like specific things, like hit to specific fields. It's like, bitch, I'm hitting this ball. Why do you mean get it into the left field? I don't know how to like make it time better so it goes to left or right field. And even if so, like, what's the point of aiming to the left field? It's not like I'm gonna be like, yes, I'll choose left field over right field this time because that will make a difference. No, just hit a home run, bitch. God damn.
Correctly, when we played it together, I figured out how to steal bases like really early on and just kept stealing them from you because you didn't know how to stop them.
And I still hate you for that.
Because they could.
That was 8 years ago, and I have held a grudge ever since.
I know you did because I don't forget about it either. Every day. I just remember it because it was like, God damn it, stop! And then you figured out how to steal, and then it became an arms race of who could stop it from happening to each other.
But anyways,
Mario sports games.
Yeah.
So I did want to bring up one thing before we move on to our actual news topics or like actual like things that have physical material. Agari, you were mentioning something about broadening your horizons when it comes to gaming. What kind of weird freak shit have you been playing?
For the most part, right now, like I said, I played. I already forget Xenoblade. I've touched Xenoblade a little bit, and
that's a weird statement.
So, are you just like? Is this you trying to broaden your taste in Nintendo a little bit?
Yeah, more into Nintendo games and single player games just in general. Because I've spent most of my gaming lifetime playing a lot of FPS games. And don't get me wrong, some of them are nice. Some of them are fun.
You got something to say about Counter-Strike?
Yes, I do.
What is it? What do you have to say?
I fucking hate Counter-Strike.
It's because you play Valorant like every other sissy boy.
Hey. So... But I've just been trying to stray away from like FPS games and stuff because I like playing them, don't get me wrong, but I want to like enjoy a story of something. I want to enjoy being not involved, but in like more, I can't think of the word right now, but like just being, I can't think of the word, but like I want to be invested. That's the word I was thinking of. I want to be invested in like storylines.
It probably also lowers your blood pressure from not having to constantly compete with other people.
I know, and I'm you know how I play. You know how
have you been streaming your single player experiences too?
No, because a lot of them, especially with the 2DS that I have now, all the games it's hard to stream from the 2DS to stream on.
There is actually an app you can do that with.
I'm aware of that, but that's not a legal app.
Well, the streaming based like homebrew app isn't really that great for streaming.
No, it's not.
The quality is just like the best quality you can get out of the 3DS would be to either emulate or to have a 3DS capture, which I don't even know if there are still modders that make those these days, or if those are completely gone. Like I've been wanting to repair my 3DS capture for like 2 years, but because I have like a hard mod in one of my DSs, 2 of them actually.
Yeah, he cut it open with an X-Acto knife and then stuck it in there with some sticky glue.
But it's just so damn expensive to get that shit fixed, and like the 2DS that I have also just began to fall apart in general. So like at this point, I feel like I need to get an entirely new 3DS and then also have a new capture board, which would run me like a total of like $600.
Yeah.
So as much as I like 3DS games, I will wait for those things to get ported to other things if I'm going to play any more 3DS games, I feel.
With the
on stream, anyways.
That's also just kind of the curse of handhelds too. It's just.
Yeah. Can't the Vita connect through like HDMI?
Yes, they have a thing called PlayStation Home.
Yeah.
And that's what you can use to connect the Vita to that. I looked heavily into it because that's what I was going to try and make my vein of content was reviewing games trapped on there. But unfortunately, it became like a $200 thing. And I don't think it was going to be that interesting.
Yeah, with modding the 2DS, I didn't do this, but with modding the 2DS, having
if it were to happen,
having that library of just any DS game, 3DS game, theoretically, GBA, like just all those games that I have potentially at my disposal. But just having all those games being available to play is really nice for me because I like portable gaming and I like being on my PC, but I want to change my directive of gaming. Like I want to try to stay away from first person shooters. I want to lean more into console gaming.
Agari's about to become Quinnish Trash, where he just sits in the bar playing Pokemon while all of us are drinking.
Yes.
That sounds like
exactly what's going on.
That is a direct mention at Quinnish Trash.
Anyways, do we want to go ahead and move on to our first topic then, gentlemen?
I actually do think I want to bring up the first topic with you, Gabriel.
Who?
V-Surge.
The Surge.
The
Gabriel.
The Gabriel the Surge.
Gabriel the Surge, yeah.
The Gabriel the Surge, the video game, the gamer game.
Angry. Just ends that with angry.
Angry. So angry.
So angry.
So for my topic, now keep in mind, we were supposed to do Pixel Pulse last week, but shit came up for all of us. I was sick. Agari was sick.
I lost my car.
Melvin lost his car. I lost my dignity. And most importantly, Austin. It is Austin.
Agari.
But what I will say is a few weeks ago, Nintendo decided to hold a Nintendo Direct. But a few weeks before that, Nintendo decided to hold a Nintendo Direct.
What?
Hear me out here.
I miss when they were called Nintendo Treehouses.
Well, that was just the E3 stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Treehouse is the name of like the localization branch at NOA.
Well, you know what? I don't think I care. Now you don't.
I just threw what is that? An Allen wrench at him. What I wanted to talk about for my topic was the Nintendo Museum, actually. If you are curious about the actual Nintendo Direct, we covered it live on Gaming Outlet, so the VOD is still up for that if you care. But as for the museum, I did not get a chance to cover that live. Basically, if you didn't hear, Nintendo has announced that in Kyoto, Japan, very close to their, I believe it actually is in their original like manufacturing building. They have built a new museum where there is, obviously you can see a bunch of like behind glass, like old Nintendo consoles and shit. But they also showed off like some of their old like toys and shit. Like, I don't know if you knew, but before Nintendo was a video game company, they made like toys and strollers, and there was like a gun, like just like a gun,
a card company as well.
Yep, Hanafuda. And did either of you guys see anything from this?
I've seen very little, not a lot.
I did not know this was happening at all.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just give like a very brief rundown. I don't have a whole lot to say, but I thought it was really cool because Miyamoto gave us a little tour of a few of the things. And obviously the museum elements, they didn't really show off too much of what was there, but what I found was really interesting was that there's a lot of like interactive elements. So they have like batting cages that you can go inside of.
What?
And it uses like the old Nintendo automatic pitcher toy from like the fucking like 60s or whatever. And you hit the balls at various things inside of this room. Like they recreate like a traditional like Japanese like living room. And you play baseball with the automatic pitcher and you try to hit objects in the room like a CRT or something on a shelf. And somehow it doesn't break. It like registers it as points. And then you can just like build up points while you're playing. It seems cool as shit.
That seems very like
really cool.
Yeah.
It seems like it's trying to actually capture like a feeling or an emotion of Nintendo back in the old days then.
Yeah. They also showed off like this giant ass like light screen game that took up like this whole fucking, I don't know, like 50-foot wall or whatever. And
like
then
3 of our American Sign Languagers.
Yeah, like at least 3 American Sign Languagers long, probably more than that, but at the very minimum, 3 people long. And what you can do is you can shoot the wall with like, you know, the Duck Hunt style, like light gun. And, you know, it was kind of cool because no one was allowed to beat Miyamoto. all the employees there were trying their best, but they were not allowed to beat.
They all had to take a dive right before he got there. It was like,
that's kind of cool though. Like just to hear a company do something like that, like as big as Nintendo, just to kind of show off their history and then just kind of show off where they're at right now.
The only thing that I'm sketchy about is Nintendo in general is very, I wouldn't say anti-interview, but they're very, especially lately, they've not been so much as promoting the developer more than they are just promoting the game. And what I mean by that is like, I'm concerned that this museum will have like, they've already mentioned that there's not going to be like any like plaques or anything to read. You're just going to like look at things in the glass sections of the actual museum.
So they're not going to have any like history.
It seems that way. Maybe I misunderstood, but like what I was really hoping for would be like design documents for like the original Mario Brothers or something like historical like that. But instead it just seems to be more just like, we used to make these products. Did you know that? And it seems like it's like a fun time to just like go visit and like, you know, it'd be like a good afternoon trip or something, but it doesn't seem like it's doing that much to preserve video game history, which is a little disappointing to me.
Okay, so it's more specifically about Nintendo being a company versus Nintendo, you know, like showing off what started them for like gaming and still not started them, but like, you know, just kind of I'm trying to think of the word. I'm so bad at talking today. But just like they're more showing off what the old company was doing versus, you know, actually showing, you know, hey, this is what happened when we designed Super Mario Bros. This is the progress or the process of that. They're not showing history of the games. They're just kind of like, here's what we used to do. There you go.
Yeah. Now, granted, they didn't show the entire museum because, of course, they gotta, you know, entice you to come and pay for admission and all that. So we'll see when the actual museum comes out. I think it comes out. I think it opens its doors like within the next couple of weeks.
I can look it up.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm a bit concerned for that, but otherwise it does look neat. You know, I like the idea of like there was one other thing that they showed, and that was they had these giant controllers. I'm talking like at least 4 American Sign Language translators long, right? But like seriously though, they had like this giant NES controller so big that You could actually play it. There was like a TV in front of it, but you had to have one person on the D-pad and the other person on the buttons because the buttons are literally 10 feet away.
Damn.
The controller is just massive.
We're gonna try and make this a joint Pixel Pulse endeavor. We're all gonna try and beat Punch Out.
Oh God, no! I'm not playing Punch Out NES with a giant NES controller.
So the Nintendo Museum that opens up in Kyoto, opens up October 2nd.
October 2nd. Okay, so next month.
Next month
in Kyoto, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's.
Is there a price for admissions yet?
I don't know.
I do know that admissions is lottery based, at least to start out, because they imagine a lot of people are going to try to get in.
Oh, yeah,
apply for ticket drawing. Yeah, I see it right here.
Yeah, I don't think it's too expensive though. From what I understood of it, it was like I want to say like it was like $18. Like that's expensive-ish, but it could be worse. Honestly, I've been to more expensive places. The fucking local zoo here is $22. So
yeah. Froze says I'd play Punch Out Wii with a giant Wiimote.
Yeah, they actually showed that in the background. There was a giant Wii remote that took like 3 people to move around. It was kind of hilarious. I don't know what. Like obviously for the museum, there's going to be like a limited curation of which games they're going to have like on display for you to play. But I just like. Imagine using the giant N64 controller.
Oh my God.
Like you know what that looks like?
Yeah.
I already hate the tri-bladed fucking controller design.
But imagine just like having to like the 3 of us have to work together just to do 1 lap in Mario Kart 64.
I call it the analog stick.
I mean, whoever's the D-pad just doesn't have to do anything. Like,
well, I guess in the D-pad on Mario Kart 64, they won't do any. I think you can control the volume of the game with the D-pad.
That's it.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to just like turn the game's music off, then by all means.
Yeah, there you go.
I think I'd rather watch us 3 try to go against a bald bull in the actual ring instead of watching us play with a giant NES controller.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I really had for it. Not the most in-depth topic, I know, but just something interesting that they showed off. Again, I'm a bit concerned about actually having history there because that's what I go to a museum for. I don't know about
history,
you. Yeah, history.
Yeah, but I mean, it could also be like just an experience as well. But like, there's been a lot of interesting like art exhibits and are always one thing because art's subjective.
Yeah.
But then like, wouldn't you want to call it like an exhibit or like not a museum? Because when I think museum, like I immediately associate it with history.
But here's the thing, though. Like, all you really need is a plaque.
But they've also stated they're not really doing plaques.
So
maybe it's more of a like Nintendo experience.
I think what it is it's it's obviously a unique way to experience these products. So that way you'll remember these products. But it's also a very good way for you to actually have firsthand experience with past products that they've actually had. So that's the history of it. And you're going to remember their baseball toy from like 1969 or whatever year Gabe said, because I just wanted to say 1969.
Nice.
But
that was funny.
That was very funny.
Funny sex joke. But essentially, you're going to remember it more because you sat there and you played this interactive experience with this baseball game. Because that's probably what they did in the 1960s as well, was just like make a game out of their living room and just try to hit shit.
just like take their living room and turn it into a rage room.
I mean, I would do that. I would absolutely destroy a photocopy of Miyamoto just because he made Sticker Star.
Why Sticker Star out of all of those?
I don't know.
I would love.
It's because I mentioned it to him earlier.
Yeah. Fucking, I hate Sticker Star. Let's start that top. No, let's move on to the next topic.
Keep going. It's okay. Let's
move on to the next topic. Who's next?
I still wanted to go more on it though, like. Because I think it's very Nintendo that like they look at the idea of teaching history as a more interactive and in-hand experience.
I will agree. This museum is a very Nintendo way to do a museum instead of just, you know, they always look for, whether it's overly complicated or not, they always look for a different way to do something. And I don't mean to come off like a dick rider for Nintendo here, but just like that is something that they kind of seem to value a lot. And it is a very, like, this feels like a Miyamoto thing to just like, let's make a museum, but instead of it being a museum about history, let's just make it fun. Because kids, think about it this way. When you're a kid, unless you like are super into history, most kids, I would say, aren't like, they don't give a shit about the history, right? So how do you make the kids interested in the experience? Well, life is like a video game.
Oh, hey, I played with this baseball game, and now I'm going to always think of like a baseball toy like that.
Well, then the way that I'm thinking about it is like, maybe they should just, again, this is just kind of from my perspective, like maybe they should just name it like an interactive museum.
Yeah.
Not just Nintendo Museum, because
they do have like I said, they have like old game consoles. They have a lot of their toy products on display, and you'd be surprised. Like there's earlier when I said there's a fucking gun, I mean, there's a fucking gun.
Like an actual like bullet firing gun.
I don't know if it can fire bullets, but it looks like a fucking shotgun. It doesn't have like the orange cap on the top, and I know that was more of like a recent thing, like after the NES officially released, but like it looked like a fucking shotgun. They had like a little handheld like revolver as well. I don't know what those were. They were probably light guns, but just still
from Nintendo's Yakuza, says Froze.
Yeah, they're cease and desist enforcer gun.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to go through this list of so SAG-AFTRA recently announced that they had 80 projects sign in with them for an interim on their protests, which this is going to kind of go into my topic now.
Okay.
Essentially, because I kind of had a multifaceted one. I was going to go into a little sneaky surprise towards the end of mine, but I wanted to make sure I mentioned this because it's very important towards like people like Gabriel and me and Mr. Agari over there, that voice actors are actually receiving some sort of progress in their protests.
So did this news break today or what?
This was apparently 2 days old. 3 days old.
I hadn't seen anything about this yet.
But essentially, I'm looking through the list of like the 80 projects or so. There's a bunch of projects who have already signed on with them.
So do you want to give some context to anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about?
If you do you know more about it than I would on the like the actual like protest itself? Because
so SAG-AFTRA, the American voice, well, not just voice actors, but just actors in general union, went on strike this year after just being on strike again last year. Mm-hmm. This time it was mostly just video game actors striking for their rights for AI, not preservation is the word, but just like a lot of companies were starting to sell voice actors' voices and then produce, essentially cheaper replications of their voice without actually hiring the voice actor while using pretty much exclusively AI. So what they were going on strike for now was more protections for these types of things, because AI is, a hot topic. We could really get into the weeds with this if we didn't be careful with it. But the thing with it is a lot of things regarding AI just don't have any laws or anything like protections stopping it. So like people are getting away with quite literally stealing other people's work and doing it for practically no cost. And I don't know about you, but that's a little bit fucked up. It's a little bit, just a little bit fucked up. I don't think that's a bit fucked up. Yeah. He says as he gurgles. But that's my understanding. I haven't fully been, keeping up to date on this. But what do you have for us, Melvin?
So, I was trying to look through a lot of the different like productions that have signed on with them. A lot of like the three ones that stuck out with me was American Nightmare was one that signed on to it. American Nightmare, for those who are a little bit more of the internet, was a television horror show that was recently like panned and criticized for pretty much going through the picket line and working while there was the strike going on. Well, now it turns out they signed for the agreement. Their name is on this list. I thought the Pirate Bay was a funny one because there's two of them that was the Pirate Bay that signed the agreement. I don't know what's going on there, but a lot of them are movies, unfortunately. I tried to look to see if there's any like games in the listing or anything like that. But it seemed like a lot of them were like AMC and a few other like minor production companies that were working with it. The biggest ones I saw also were Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, which I did not know that Daryl Dixon got a spinoff on his own Walking Dead show.
I didn't know that either.
That is wild. It's been a lot of years since I've looked into Walking Dead. I think that's interesting that they're that far.
I don't know shit about The Walking Dead.
They're zombies. And see, there's a guy named Coral.
Do they also run or do they just walk?
Depending on the episode.
Oh, fuck.
The walking, running dead.
Depending on who's writing. Sometimes they
do they know how to drive?
The driving dead.
The driving dead.
I need a zombie horror movie right now, but just zombies driving cars. I need the director of fucking Sharknado on this movie.
Did you see they're making a B-NATO?
Are they really?
Yeah.
You get pulled over, the cops is just a zombie, and he goes, "Right, it was your turn signal." Brain check, please.
Imagine getting stuck behind a literal zombie on the fucking 405.
Oh my God.
Why do we only let zombies drive manuals?
Who gave zombies manual? 911 peak show for doing B-NATO, says Froze. That's funny.
Well, okay, so what else did you have? Because you said that this ties into the top. Oh my God. Oh no, the B-NATO.
The B-NATO's got him. Oh no.
Oh no.
Melvin's dead now.
Well, it'll just be the two of us.
Well,
just the two of us.
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I.
We just got killed by DMCA God. Anyways.
So you know that fun little title there in the title in the stream there. Did you know that the average lifespan of a fly is 14 to 30 days, and guess what lasted only 9? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I've suckered you all into it. I'm talking about Concord.
Dun dun dun.
Fuck.
Hyperclap. We did it. We did it.
Yeah. Concord lasted 9 days.
Wow. Can you tell me what Concord is?
So Concord, I was going to actually. I was just taking.
I know fucking nothing except for the headlines on this. So it's Concord, such a whack story.
So right now, currently in the environment, we have a series of hero shooters. Kind of like Overwatch, like Valorant. There was one that was like Paladins, and Smite kind of was one, but not at the same time because it's more of a MOBA.
Deadlock now.
Deadlock is now a new one, which we're going to talk about that too in a second. That's gonna come up in the player count.
Apex Legend.
Because Apex Legends is technically a hero shooter as well.
Mm-hmm.
And same so essentially Concord is also a name for grapes. Yes, I entirely agree. That was one thing I was going to make a joke about earlier, but you beat me to it. We'll get him on the show.
You've been replaced, Melvin. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I just knew it. I knew it was going to happen. So I got to stop coming into work high. But anyways, so Concord is a hero shooter that was 5v5. That's right. Oh boy, fellas. 5v5. Where it was,
I don't think I can count that high.
Guardians of the Galaxy stylized hero shooter, where it was supposed to have objectives, payloads, and stuff like that. They were ranked game mode, their main one, which I did get to try the open beta, so I unfortunately have first-hand experience.
Oh no.
Was that the game that you sent me like a key for the open beta for?
No, that was Deadlock.
Oh, okay.
I sent you. Because Deadlock, I'll go into that later.
Okay.
Because Deadlock let you invite everyone on your friends list.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah. Okay.
Okay. So back to Concord then. So what the fuck happened?
So Concord is essentially, for me, their main game mode, their claim to fame, what was going to make them unique was it was 7 rounds, first best of 7. Sorry, I'm really burpy all of a sudden. It's fucking my voice up. So it's best of 7 rounds. Each round you were supposed. Oh, you jeez. Oh, jeez. You're supposed to go and swap characters every round. So you couldn't really pick one character to main because you would have to give them up.
Well,
immediately. So a lot of people have been blaming the fact that the characters also kind of look like shit. Because if you would like to look up like some character designs, a lot of them are really like poorly designed. Like one guy has like a big fupa and he's like a big like coat wearing, like I don't know if he was supposed to be like their token Mexican character or something like that, but he seemed really weird. They had like one girl who looked like a
what the fuck?
Yeah, like some of the character designs for it were a little bit wild, and then like your legendary costumes would just be, oh, I unlocked a cardigan for my girl who was supposed to be throwing knives.
My phone is crashing. This isn't working.
Dude, these character designs are awful. I'm looking at them right now. They're not good. Yeah. They look bad.
I guess I'll take your word for it because my phone screen is not responding right now.
Hold on, I'm bringing them up for you right now.
See, now what I heard was that Concord, like a part of the reason why this is happening is like the games just didn't sell at all though. Like didn't the game have like a 10-year lifespan and then like somehow Lord of the Rings Gollum had a higher like player base than this game?
I think Concord hit like a max of like 400 people playing. There was not a lot of people that were playing it.
Last time I looked, it was 65 before. So Jesus. I'm trying to get you like a good picture, but I can't bring anything up.
Oh, my phone is now responding. It's done crashing.
Nice.
Okay, I'll look at this. But you go ahead and continue, Melvin.
So essentially, for me, when I was playing it, I have an obsessive addiction to hero shooters. I love hero shooters. They are my favorite. Oh, I would play the hell out of Overwatch if I could have a chance. But the problem is I refuse to play Overwatch 2.
I don't like Overwatch, personally.
Overwatch 1 was king. Love Overwatch 1. Overwatch 2, I'm good.
So what the fuck even is Overwatch 2? Like, why did they shut down the first game to produce what seems to me on the surface like the same game? Like, what is the differences?
So essentially, to go into it a little bit more, Overwatch 1. So when Overwatch 1 released, per level, you would go and level up. You would get a loot box. You pop that loot box open, which, by the way, they are free. You would just play to earn them. They did not need to be bought, but people can't resist buying scratch-offs.
Yeah.
So, but the problem is this wasn't a gamble. You're always guaranteed to win with loot boxes. You were always given something, whether it be coins, to go and buy later down. That was the thing. If you had duplicates in your loot box, you would gain coins, and then you could use those coins to go and buy your cosmetics down the road.
That. Yeah.
And that was very nice. I loved that system. I loved loot boxes. It was a very good amount of dopamine every time I leveled up. And the main point of the game... Sorry, I'm taking breaths. Whew, breath control, I'm talking a lot. So the main point of the game was it was a 6v6. And when it started, there was no limits on who could be who. You could literally make any kind of team comp you wanted, go in, and you were to play objective-based maps, which I love objectives. I hate those that are just team deathmatch. Or go get kills, because I don't feel like it requires any skill. I think it requires more to go and play an objective, because you have to think more, personally. But essentially, you would have these team comps of like attackers, defenders, and healers, or like support, attacker, and like tank. And you would form your team of 6. You could have like 6 Reinhardts and just have 6 dudes with hammers and shields run around and smack shit. It was really good. But as Overwatch progressed and aged, Overwatch eventually kind of formed into a meta where it was 2, 2, and 2. And a lot of complaints about the esports, I guess, people were having was it was hard to keep track of Overwatch esports. I don't know who was complaining about that, but all right. And because of that, Overwatch ended up going and reducing their roster amount in matches when it came to the second game as 5v5. Now, the reason why the second game exists was because Overwatch was originally trying to go and do a cooperative campaign.
Oh, yeah.
The idea of the cooperative campaign was not the entire roster, but it was going to be a select roster, and each of those characters would have perk trees that you could level up and play individually and build into, so each of your champions would be different or heroes would be different.
But didn't they cancel that?
I was going to get into that,
okay.
Because that's when I stopped playing the game, was exactly when they canceled that. But I'll continue on with that first. So, Overwatch was a paid $40 game, I think, when it originally launched.
Yes, I believe so.
I don't remember if it was 40 or 50. I remember buying it twice. So for me, I paid like 120 because I also got the collector's edition.
Yeah.
Because I was really into the idea. I liked Team Fortress 2. I've always been a big Team Fortress 2 guy. My buddy Xenosist. I'm calling Xenosist as well. We were always big into TF2 with our friends, and so I jumped right into the Overwatch train. Now, Overwatch decided for their sequel, hey, let's just cancel number 1, baby. And so they decided to close number 1 down completely, just remove it from the entire Blizzard account like thing. You can no longer get a hold of 1 in any way or form. And then they decided to relaunch it as a free-to-play game. And your reward for owning the first game was the battle pass for the first season.
Wow, a whole
Sorry, not even the battle pass, but the characters for the first season. You had to buy the battle pass.
Oh my god!
Battle pass.
And then now that's fine and dandy, but everyone was like, "Oh, loot boxes are the worst." And that's fine and dandy. But now, if you want to earn a legendary skin, one that you could potentially pull from a free loot box, which I remember pulling one at level 5. I pulled a McCree Dick Tracy skin, which made him look yellow, and it was really cool, really unique.
You said Tracy.
Which is, that's also another thing about like Concord, like I said before, their legendary skins were literally just like unlocking a cardigan for your mom's friend, Julie, even though Julie wears it really well. Anyways, so they made it to where you would do your weeklies, and those weeklies would net you the tokens to go and earn to level or to unlock your cosmetics. Now, it would take you 13 months of grinding your weeklies every week to be able to get yourself a legendary skin.
Ugh.
It would take you 302 years to unlock everything in Overwatch 2 if you were to do it their way.
Jeez.
Without paying.
Wow.
I'm sorry, you took away my paid game where I could earn my cosmetics for free, and then gave me another game where now you're going to release new characters that I won't have access to that are important to the meta, and I have to pay for and buy based on your season passes. That's why I don't like Overwatch 2.
It's fair.
So what does this have to do with Concord?
You asked me what was going on with Overwatch, remember?
Okay. No, I don't. I have the worst fucking memory.
This was, you asked me.
I made this tangent.
Sorry, you asked me 10 minutes ago what even was going on with Overwatch. And I quit because the fact that they said, hey, the reason why we're making a new game, we're not actually going to do it anymore. That was it. They said they're not going to do the co-op anymore. They were just going to they were going to charge you $15, and you would just get the same PvE missions that we already got for rotating holiday adventures.
Real quick, can I just interject with something completely random?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to check my email real quick to make sure that I didn't have anything specific. And I'm not going to go into very big details about it because it's a bad thing, but the person's name was Joseph A. Couch.
Joseph a Couch.
Yeah. So, but that's all I'm going to say about that.
Joseph A. Couch.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for doxing Joseph Couch.
Yeah, because he's making headlines right now.
Who is Joe Couch?
I'm not gonna say it just because news is very bad news stuff.
Okay.
So. Oh, like a Pinocchio diddler. Got it.
No, worse than that.
Oh, a Pinocchio rapist. Got it.
Jesus Christ. Okay, we're moving on from that.
Yep, let's move on.
So anyways,
Concord. Let's get back to Concord.
So Concord, Sony put $100 million into the budget. And right before it died, there were 65 players playing it. That was day number 7. Now, a lot of people were suggesting that maybe if this game was made, because by the way, Concord came out with a $40 price tag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the big thing, because a lot of hero shooters are free, right? But
yeah,
Concord was $40.
A lot of hero shooters are free. Which, I mean, for context, by the way, for you sick dudes and dudettes out there, Marvel Rivals will be coming out in December 12th, which is the hero shooter I'm going to probably be making my entire personality around for a while.
Fair enough.
But Concord, yeah. So essentially they had 75, around 65, 75 players towards the last 7 days of their lives. Froze said also Marvel Rivals will also have everything available for free.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. I'm going to support that game. I'm going to love that game. You're probably going to see a series of 15 videos posted on my goddamn channel of explaining every character and going in depth. I'm going to be that guy for a minute.
I'm proud of you. You do this, buddy.
They made me passionate for a small amount of time before it was ripped away like Concord. So now this is what makes this interesting though, is Sony has another live shooter in progress coming out whose tagline is eat the rich. And it's already was receiving so many like jokes and negative comments because it's Sony releasing a game that's about a tagline that's eat the rich.
It's pretty ironic.
Did Sony also make Concord?
Yep. Sony made Concord entirely on their own. And Sony's the one that decided to pull the plug.
9 days is what it lasted.
9 days.
I can't believe that. Like, it's just kind of, it's so...
Now, obviously, games get nuked all the time and games get canceled all the time. But this one had $100 million behind it.
Yeah.
And a 10-year development life. That's the big part to me.
The way that I'm putting this in my perspective is like, what if, Bungie Destiny 2 just flopped like that? Like, what would happen?
I mean, you kind of already are seeing what happens when Destiny 2 doesn't succeed.
Well, we'll talk about we won't talk about what's going on with Bungie right now. So, but I mean, just kind of like, just imagining like, you let it go. You've put all this money behind this game, and you're like, this game's gonna go. This game's gonna be good for us, and you just go 9 days, and you're like, no, fuck this. We're done.
It's like gotta be also Jeff the Landshark is the second best healer in the game. That's not true, actually. I think Mantis is the best healer, but second best is easily the Ice Lady, whose name I can't remember. The original OC Do Not Steal. But anyways. What were you saying?
I was just saying that it's just kind of nuts to just imagine like a week turnaround, and they're like,
oh,
no.
it's got to feel like crap. You sit there, you work, like Gabe said, like it was in development for 8 to 10 years, and it's got to feel like crap when it goes and like you put it out there.
It just completely flops.
And not only is it just like a lukewarm, like in that, like it couldn't have just been like a Brink or like a lukewarm, like a Redfall or anything like that. No, this was astonishingly bad.
Now, here's my question. You played it, right, Mel?
Yeah.
Okay. Did it feel uninspired, or was there passion at all from the developers? Because from what I saw of the game, it looked like it was just a bunch of executives being like, this is what will make money. Make this. It seemed less like there was like a vision or a passion behind it, and more that someone told the developers this is what they need to make.
They were like, oh, hero shooters are big, just make one.
Yeah.
I wanted to jump around the topic a little bit because there's been a lot of like heat around the discussion of DEI and inclusion in video games.
Okay.
Which is like a lot of people are suggesting it's because they tried to make the characters too politically correct or too politically friendly to hit a target demographic. A lot of people are trying to connect it there. For me, it kind of just felt like we have Paladins at home, which Paladins is already, we have Overwatch at home.
Yeah. I remember when I did my video about Paladins.
It felt very like, which Paladins I actually really liked. I had a soft spot with Paladin. Yeah. Like, Paladins had a unique card system that Overwatch didn't have. It did have its place, but I liked Overwatch more at the time because I played with girls who were playing Overwatch. That was it. I go where the women are. Essentially, what I remember correctly though is it had like some level details that were kind of neat, but it felt very basic. It felt like it's like I knew, because I know Overwatch 2 exists, and because I know how in depth that Overwatch 2 exists, playing Concord just made me wish I was playing something else.
That's fair.
And that's what hurt, because I tried to give everyone a shot. I think my favorite was the Mr. Hoover vacuum robot, which, by the way, that was one of their abilities. He would just suck things up.
I know that, unrelated, I know that there's a game that was shown in the actual Nintendo Direct called Date Everything, and you can date a Hoover vacuum.
That's funny.
That sounds like something I want to play, because I'm a real sucker.
Anyways, do we have anything else to say about Concord, or are we good to move on?
He's chugging.
Chug.
I was gonna say, what do you guys think this will? How do you guys think this will impact Sony going forward, and how do you think this game will impact live games in general going forward?
Well, I think the live games that already exist. You know, I don't think it's gonna necessarily stop.
I'm talking about like new ones.
Yeah, but new ones. Excuse me. That's my opinion. I hope that, you know, listen, I don't want any like developer to lose their job, even if I don't like the game. But like lately, in general, there's clearly certain companies that just like trend chase, and you know, there's some games that are good despite being a trend chaser. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I just want to see a lot more creativity and originality. You know, I feel like a lot of particularly American devs these days have been really just like, what can we make that will make us money? And I get it. Video games are expensive as hell to produce, but you know, I feel like that's part of what you get yourself into when you say, I want to make video games. You know, why make something that already exists, you know?
And that was like the thing too, like you stylized your game as a 5v5 hero shooter with a Guardians of the Galaxy aesthetic. Like, that's fine and dandy, but I already have Guardians of the Galaxy coming out in this already other hero shooter that comes out December 12th, Marvel Rivals. And so it's like, why would I want to play this anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it just, as someone who loves competitive shooters, I'm the opposite end of that as you.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to branch out of FPSs. I still play them. I still live and breathe them.
Like I play Valorant. That's pretty much my extent. I'll play Counter-Strike every once in a while, but still.
Hey, you stay on Valorant. We don't want you on Counter-Strike.
I know.
Anyways.
With the anime profile picture, I'll get destroyed.
Yeah. You don't sound like a girl enough to get us free skins.
No.
Let's hear your best passing voice.
No. No.
Hi there, I'm a Gary. What you?
No.
Anyways, let's move on. What is Gary? What's your topic for today?
All right. Since we're here, we talked about this about 3 weeks ago on our second episode. Well,
first real episode. This is episode 2. The first episode was episode 0, but this is actually episode 3. But this is the second episode.
Is that for real? Original Game Boy games for Switch?
Oh, cool. I didn't know about that.
I didn't know about that either. I love that.
That's cool. Girls just get bullied in Valorant.
That's not fair. Girls bully me in Valorant.
But regardless, so we talked about this 3 weeks ago. Borderlands. So
Borderlands.
We talked about the Borderlands movie being an absolute fucking flop. And we talked about how it was just awful and like how, you know, video game movies, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It was like 3 days after the movie was released, they announced that Borderlands 4 was coming next year. And as a Borderlands fan, I am extremely like, I want to say concerned because Borderlands 3 I think it was fun, but it was not the best Borderlands game. For those that were playing, who have ever played Borderlands, knows kind of like how the whole loot system works. God,
I just beat these recently. Fuck.
The Yu-Gi-Oh collection.
Oh yeah. But so like just playing Borderlands,
Borderlands 3 was very forgettable for me.
Very forgettable.
Tiny
a lot of people
Tina's
don't like Borderlands 3.
Dungeon one was kind of all right.
Tiny Tina's Wonderland was pretty fun.
I've never played a Borderlands game.
It's basically
pretty much the genesis of looter shooters.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played a looter shooter.
Looter shooter is essentially you kill a bunch of mobs with guns, go bam 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 pow boom 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 bing bing pow. And then they drop shiny stuff on the ground.
Can someone please make a looter shooter where the main protagonist says that every time he shoots?
Nah, you know what's funny? In Tales of the Borderlands, they actually have a whole scene.
A guy that does that.
They have a whole scene where they're just like bam, bam with finger guns and everything, and they're shooting off.
Yeah,
and like,
it's actually
all
like
dying.
QTE,
it's super funny.
Time events. Yeah. You're actually like just going against the entire office. It's a fun little scene from Telltale.
Yeah, basically what Froze says: looter shooter with a super meta humor.
Yeah, so like the second one got really. It's kind of like they had like a real like Fallout vibe back with Fallout 1 and 2, where like 1 was like a very serious game. Mm-hmm. Borderlands 1 had like a very serious steampunk aesthetic and like stuff like that.
It was more serious.
But 2 had a lot more Easter eggs, just like Fallout 2 did, where there was a lot more Easter eggs and like
that was the one that had the Minecraft creeper.
That was the one that had the creeper and all the different like jokes inside of it.
See, Borderlands 2
D&D campaign expansion.
I felt like Borderlands 2 was the perfect Borderlands game.
That's the peak, unfortunately.
That's the peak.
I hate to say it. I don't want to say it, but Borderlands 2 was the peak.
But when it comes to that, you know, like you play the first Borderlands, you're like, okay, this is fun. You kind of expect a little bit more of it because at the beginning it was just kind of slow.
I think when it came out, that was revolutionary, though. Yeah, because that was like the first time like something like that was done.
Yeah. So then Borderlands 2 comes out, and like again, it got Game of the Year even, because of how good it was, and the DLC was awesome, and the storylines were great, the characters were great.
Tune in for our Pixel Pulse Borderlands 2 playthrough.
Yeah, right. So I'll run through it. Shit.
I mean, we gotta get Gabe through it. He's gotta play it once.
I'll take Gabe through Borderlands. I'll do it. I'll absolutely do that.
Gabe will take Gabe through Borderlands.
I'll take you to the Borderlands bar.
So then Borderlands 3 came out, and that was a long development cycle for Borderlands 3. And I believe it was like something like between 7 to 9 years of development for Borderlands 3 to bring out, bring out Borderlands 3. And everyone was kind of excited about it, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this game's gonna be awesome." And it's forgettable. It's definitely just kind of something you're like, "Oh, they did the third one." Because Borderlands 2, I don't know. I don't know how popular Borderlands 2 was. I don't know the sales of it off the top of my head, but with Borderlands 2, I felt like was the one that if you talk about Borderlands to anyone, they're usually talking about Borderlands 2. Yeah. And 3 is not holding up its reputation.
It's like a World War, man. It's like World War. Everyone wants to talk about World War II. No one wants to talk about World War One.
Yeah. But then, so my next idea is just like, how the fuck are we going? Where are we taking the direction of 4? And more importantly, why is it also like? Because I don't know when Borderlands 3 was released. Because I feel like it's too soon. Yeah. Let me look it up real quick.
Wasn't that like? If I had to guess, wasn't that like 2019?
It was before COVID, yeah.
But it still feels like it's too soon. September 13th, 2019. Yeah. So I guess it's what, 5 years? 5 years. It still feels like it's too soon. I don't know. I feel like it's
correction. You should look up when Tiny Tina's Wonderland was actually produced and made, because that was the most recent game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now this is a fucking highlight chat message. 4 will have multiple tours to talk.
I saw it. I tried to gaslight myself into thinking it wasn't.
Okay, there. So Tiny Tina's Wonderland was March 25th, 2022. So that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
that's still a side game.
Yeah, it's a side game.
Did people like that?
I liked it, but it was okay. It was not the best. I would argue that maybe it was a little bit better than 3.
So
I had more going for it than 3 did, I'd like to imagine.
So if whoever was behind that was behind Borderlands 4, how would that make you feel? Do we know any of that information actually?
Well, yeah, because it's Gearbox. It's still the same developer.
Well, like even within like the same developer, like executives and like directors can change between games, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
So like if it's the same director internally, would that make you feel good or bad, or how would you feel about
if
that?
if I had the knowledge, which I mean I could probably Google it honestly, but I don't want to take up too much time for that.
No, take up more time. Go.
Well, it's just like
I'd rather we be correct about this than yeah. Go ahead, man.
Okay, so let me see. Borderlands 3. I'm pulling it up right here. If it's loading.
In the meantime, Melvin, discuss your thoughts on the Borderlands 3.
So Borderlands 3, I felt was extremely lackluster and boring. I don't remember any of the characters. I didn't have fun playing it. Yeah.
What about Tiny Tina's?
Tiny Tina's was also kind of boring to me a little bit.
You didn't like it as much as he did?
I didn't like the spinoff that much.
I like the whole aspect of it being a D&D game.
I did like that. My problem was it took forever for me to get to multi-classing. And then when I did, I picked something that I thought would work well, but because it didn't, there was no way for me to change it. Now I'm stuck being weak for the rest for a huge chunk of the game until I can re-roll it. And it's like, no, I don't like that. I would rather have the ability to re-roll immediately so that way I can try out different builds and figure out how I want to keep going. And that's crucial for me in my games that I like to play. I felt like the comedy was a little bit forced too, a tiny bit, but that is what it is. With Borderlands, you're either gonna like the comedy or not. That's more opinionative than that. I've also changed my like comedy over the years, so I'm not into the same things as I used to be.
Yeah.
Now they did have wonderful performances by Will Arnett and Wanda Sykes, so and Tiny Tina's
I don't know who those are. Who's
BoJack Horseman and
okay.
From what I'm reading, the Gearbox CEO guy, Randy Pitchford, is not a nice man.
Oh.
Well, I mean that's also kind of that ties back into the movie because he was making real bad tweets about. Again, this is just kind of off the top of my head.
Please open up a new tab and look for some of those, and can we please quote them so that way if they're funny that they sound good.
I know there was one thing that he said in relation to the Borderlands movie, and he was like, "Come on, guys, just give it a chance."
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
Like he was like pouting about it.
My problem with Borderlands 4 is you announced this right after your movie flops, dude. That does not look really good. That makes me not want to try it.
Right.
Especially because it wasn't even like a trailer or anything. It was just a picture.
Dude, I went to Google it, and there's a Reddit page on the r/Borderlands, and it just says Randy Pitchford seems to be having a meltdown on Twitter.
Killing Floor 3 will probably be really fun, yeah. I was excited. I loved Killing Floor 2. Bros. Killing Floor 2 is great. I made Medic. I got that to max prestige.
Apparently, just kind of like reading off of like comments and stuff like that, a lot of people criticize him for just being a jackass in general and just kind of just being super scummy towards the people that he's been working with. And he got into a quarrel with the original voice actor of Claptrap and like
Fuffle.
Demolitionist was really fun. I liked that they added the like grenade launcher assault rifle one too. That was very nice.
But with Borderlands 4 on the horizon coming out next year, I don't know if I want to get it.
Wait, it's coming out next year?
Yeah. It comes out.
Have we seen anything about the game other than the promo image?
A promo image. It comes out next year.
That is exactly why I'm not fucking touching it.
I know. That's why I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm very, very, very kind of scared about this. Because we waited so long for Borderlands 3, and Borderlands 3, I wouldn't say it flopped, but like it didn't do good.
They got their DLC from me.
Yeah, and then I bought the Legendary Edition, so I got all of the stuff.
I literally did too. I bought the Gold Edition, the $100 one.
It was just like, like it was all right.
Now maybe we should go back through and play 3. Maybe we're just being rapscallions or some shit. But
well, I know a couple people. Yeah, Borderlands 3 sold, but it wasn't good. I know a couple of my friends that really like Borderlands 3, and they'll play it, but they're not super like it's not Borderlands 2. I'm not feeling the vibe that I felt for Borderlands 2 in Borderlands 3. it just doesn't feel the same to me. It just kind of feels that not rushed, but it was during COVID. And I know a lot of games were like in development hell during COVID, and like everyone working from home and stuff like that caused complications, which as far as I know, there wasn't many with Borderlands, but it's still, I don't know. It just felt, it didn't feel like...
The problem is the formula felt like it was already getting old, and now you're telling me you're going to try and promote this game after your movie flopped, and you just sat there and threw a hissy fit on Twitter.
Yeah. Randy Pitchford.
This doesn't seem like you wanted to announce this game because you wanted to. This seems like a response to a flop.
Oh,
what this really is.
Yeah. The movie did bad. Okay, we'll get a 4th game next year. Congratulations. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I've heard that about Monster Hunter Rise. I didn't get to try that one too much. By the way, I wanted to chime in real quick because I forgot to say this during the Concord segment when I was doing it because I kept talking about Overwatch.
Sorry.
Firewalker Studios, the company that developed Concord, used to have a lot of open positions that they were trying to hire for on many job posting sites. And after Concord released, all of those postings disappeared.
Jeez.
Every single one of them.
Jeez.
Wild. But because of that, I guess that leads into how are you feeling about Jack Black coming back up for another... Or actually, before we continue on that, have you seen the review scores for like Black Myth Wukong?
I have not, personally.
I know nothing about it.
So, wait, what was the other Sony game that got killed this year?
I don't even know. I know.
I was just looking at the chat because Captain Frost said 2 of them. I was like, well, I know one was Concord, and they almost killed Helldivers too.
Oh yeah, Helldivers.
Almost, but they didn't, thankfully.
Helldivers is fun. I like Helldivers.
So I wanted to go into... Okay, never mind.
Oh.
So I wanted to go into IGN rated Black Myth Wukong, which, by the way, Black Myth Wukong has been known for breaking numerous sales records and also has a very high player current count. If you even have Steam open, you can look and probably see it's number 7 still around there, I think. But it's just it had like multiple million concurrent players, and IGN rated it 8 due to a lack of diversity. The reviewer said there was no women in the game. My problem is if you get past chapter like 2 or 3, there are a lot of women in the game.
So we love game.
But this brings the reason why I bring this up is because Concord got 7 out of 10. And then Star Wars Outlaws got 7 out of 10. And my only way, if I had to say like one word for Star Wars Outlaws, is it just felt unfinished.
Oh, yeah.
Now, not to play devil's advocate because fuck IGN generally, but
obviously, yeah, they can't help it that multiple people are reviewing these games.
Yeah, I was about to say there are several people working at IGN. It's hard to say that just because one game on IGN got 1 score and another game got a lesser or greater score means that those definitively are better. That's why I don't really like us gaming outlet. We're 3 dudes, right? And if we were to expand beyond this, my concern with that would purely just be then there's too many voices, too many cooks in the kitchen, right?
Mm-hmm. But I feel like at some point though, when you're with like these bigger titles, these bigger blockbuster titles, I think there should be a discussion based on score a little bit when you have a large writing team like this. Like with us 3, I think personally I would bounce it off of like, how are you feeling about, say, like Final Fantasy VII? Oh, you probably rated like at an 8 or a 9, and I rated it like an 8.
Depends on if we're talking about the original or the remake. I have very different opinions.
Original, we'll go original.
I'd give Final Fantasy VII. See, I'm gonna borrow a thing that I heard from Tony recently. I don't like the out of 10 system. I like out of 5. For me, I would give Final Fantasy VII.
I mean, I'm down to lower it to 5 as well. I
would give it a 3 out of 5.
I've also been doing letter grades myself lately.
Yeah. For
I
me,
like the letter grade system.
I like letter grades, but F is such like a broad score. Like F, like in a traditional school setting, is a big percentage, whereas there are bad games that are like playable, and then there are like unplayable, or I don't know how to say this exactly.
Unplayable good games.
Yeah, unplayable good games, I guess, on paper.
Unplayable games with budget behind it.
Yeah.
Yes, or like production value behind it.
Yeah.
See, for me, when I planned on doing, because I do want to get into reviews eventually, I was going to kind of do like a grading rubric where I was going to give like 5 separate categories, like graphics, controls, gameplay, like story, sound. And I always like to think of it as like a grading rubric where like every 20 points is a grade. So like, oh, this game is A+, must play, top tier. But C is, this game's kind of bad. It's still playable. It's kind of like eating a bag of Lay's potato chips.
Yeah. I think that could work as a grading system. Just for me, yeah, I feel like if a game at IGN gets anything like an 8 or lower, like that's seen as like, oh my God, this is terrible. Either fuck the reviewer or fuck the game. The game is bad. When it's generally more complicated than that, and an 8 out of 10 is pretty fucking good when you think about it. That's a 4 out of 5.
The problem is though, how do you value that 8 when 7 is Concord?
Well, I mean, the thing is, was Concord like a disgusting burger of a game? Was it awful, or was it just average?
It certainly wasn't a 7 out of 10. No,
was it just like average?
It was very poor, like bad, like boring bad, like eh.
Maybe for you, but for that reviewer, they decided to give it a little bit more.
Yeah, but a lot of IGN viewers also don't go past tutorials.
True.
We know that specifically from Cuphead and from Black Myth Wukong, because just a lot of that's one thing that I've always had worried about when it comes to making content, especially for gaming outlet, is like I want to make sure that I'm going in depth with these games. Like I know what I'm getting into, I know what I'm playing, I know how I feel. A lot of especially my Paladins video, I liked how I did the Paladins video, but I felt like I didn't have enough information to play. Mm-hmm. There's even a point in the video where I was like, oh, I can't play this game mode because I'm not high enough level.
For me, I know like my opinion on Fire Emblem, because I did the Fire Emblem Heroes. I definitely think I have a lot more in-depth ideas and analysis I could do on that now that I'm a little bit more aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with it when it comes to like, okay, so you get the game 2 weeks early if you're like a trusted like partner with
and
the
a lot
company,
of them
right?
Definitely are like required to not be too harsh sometimes in there.
Well, not even just that, just like as you guys were saying, through time you can make a better review. And I think that chasing release dates to get a review just because truthfully it's just playing the business, right? It's this is a hot topic. People want to know the game just came out. I get where the business angle comes from, but again, these opinions can change so drastically. Just look at The Legend of Zelda, for example. The Legend of Zelda series is infamous for the review scores of these games getting like perfect scores, 10 out of 10 with every release. But then 4, 5, 6 months later, you get a lot of people who are like, this game kind of fucking blows.
Yeah, like a lot of people, when Breath of the Wild first came out, Breath of the Wild was their favorite Zelda.
Yep, and now
that it's been a little bit, I've seen a lot of people go back towards Ocarina. I did want to take a step back and also mention that earlier it was mentioned in surveys they use 5 points or 7-point scales. 7 sounds like it'd be kind of a cool number to work with.
There's a lucky number too.
Yeah. The foundation of 21. But anyways.
IGN was also infamous for too much water, 7.8 out of 10. Got to remember that. So take IGN's opinion very lightly.
It's just like, I just wanted to mention it's kind of like a meme more so about like modern review scores kind of not reflecting what the audience is like showing. And that's fair. That's not what game journalists is supposed to do. You're reviewing the product, but I just know like it just felt like Concord did not deserve to be ranked a 7. It did not. It was no way in hell it deserved to be a 7.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I agree.
And then it makes me not want to like look at their reviews anymore when I see like, oh, Black Myth Wukong's rated 8, and everything I see on that is the game looks immaculate and runs well, and I don't know. It's just something I thought about a lot lately. Is like the stance of video game reviewists and stuff like that, considering our position and what we want to be.
It's very weird to kind of just like bounce around, and because there's so many like Kotaku, IGN, you know, all these other big companies and stuff that are game rants that are having all sorts of different journalists and stuff and people writing articles and stuff for them. It's so bizarre to kind of just bounce around and see everyone's different opinions and then trying to form your opinion off of your information and their opinions. Cause it's just kind of, it's what puts us in our position too, is like, cause we have opinions, we have thoughts, we have our own sayings and stuff and our own feelings about games. And it just becomes like a giant hat and everyone's just throwing their stuff again in there.
No, that's not what we were laughing about. There's something else. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's why like a lot of people will put emphasis on like, or at least like in more casual settings, a lot of people will put more emphasis on those are game journalists. They're journalism. Mm-hmm. Journalism is supposed to be ranked higher, and that's why we should listen to journalism. And that's why when we first started like our podcast, I had mentioned I had a background in journalism a little bit because I wanted to make it sound like we had more going to us than just three hot dudes sitting in a room.
Yeah, I am not hot. I'll tell you that. I'm very cold.
We're smoking.
I am cold.
But essentially, I wanted to lead into that a little bit because I felt like it would be interesting to talk about. I didn't mean to cut you off from any more. Like, did you have anything else to say about like Borderlands?
I mean, I'm nervous, man. That's all it really boils down to. So, Borderlands 3 wasn't that good. Tiny Tina's was okay. I don't know how everyone else is receiving this news. I would imagine it's just kind of more like, oh, you are kind of trying to just make that money back, aren't you?
Are you okay with letting Borderlands die?
I would say after 2, I wish it would have. Personally, after 2, I think
the pre-sequel was pretty good.
Pre-sequel was okay. I didn't like it that much, but
actually,
I think after the whole Handsome Jack thing, I think that should have ended that way. Tales from the Borderlands was pretty good. I like the story behind Tales of the Borderlands.
Tales also is such these spin-off games like Tiny Tina's Dungeon thing, like those spin-offs. I think those are fine. I think they just don't. They need to overhaul the mainline series really hard.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I wanted to go into that since, you know, Claptrap really loves giving the clap to the trap. And he gives it to Jack Black, Jack Black is now Steve. I am playing fucking Minecraft.
I'm fucking Minecraft.
I am placing blocks in my gen. I am in Minecraft.
Oh my goodness, that trailer. That trailer was awful for anyone that's seen it.
So,
first of all, who hasn't seen the Minecraft movie trailer?
I haven't seen the whole thing.
What?
So all I saw was years ago, someone had photoshopped Jack Black in a blue Steve shirt. And it said, me in 2026 watching the Minecraft movie with Jack Black, not giving a fuck. And
it's actually coming out next year, 25.
This was before the movie was even announced.
Yeah.
And so fast forward where I see the picture of Jack Black in the Steve blue shirt.
The fucking costume department just got fucking shot in the goddamn throat with this movie. What the hell were they doing?
Also, that line, he's like, I am Steve.
That is such a fucking Jack Black. Steve. That is such a Jack Black way to deliver that line. Why is Jason Momoa wearing like a fucking Party City wig? Like,
right?
I think that was Wanda Sykes in the movie. I think, by the way, the girl that was in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, let me look at the cast list before I say that.
It's still so weird. It's such a weird trailer.
It's like, so God, I don't know how, if you guys are like really like conscious or aware of it back in the day. Were you guys alive for when video game movies were done by Ula Boll?
I remember watching a couple movies by
We're the same age.
I'm like 2 years older than you guys.
We're basically the same age.
Oh, I mean, like we all spawn in at different points. I don't know when you guys like started.
I spawned in a plains biome.
Like for me, I started remembering my life when I was like 2. So I don't know like when you guys started remembering life.
I watched a couple Ula Boll movies, but like not a lot of them. Not growing up, but like
for context, all of the Resident Evil movies are done by him. So he's essentially known as the bad video game movie guy.
Yeah.
Who made the Mario movie? Like the
That's Illumination.
No. The Mario movie.
That was a studio. That was Nintendo hiring a couple director named Rocky and something. Yeah. And essentially they went, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
But essentially that was a couple director that ended up getting blacklisted from Hollywood as soon as that movie was made. They are divorced now.
Oh, bad ending.
A terrible story where the husband director walked up to an extra who didn't look dirty enough and just threw hot ass coffee all over his back, burning the extra, and then walked away and said, "Whoops."
Wow.
It's okay. He's just an extra, anyways.
That's so fucked up.
Now, obviously,
why did that movie take place in the Blade Runner universe?
I don't know, but have you watched that movie recently?
No. I've never seen the movie, actually.
Just saying, that movie kind of slaps.
No, it doesn't. Shut the fuck up.
Jesus.
Anyways.
I watched that movie 3 times.
So the Minecraft movie. Before we really jump into the Minecraft movie, let's also talk about the juxtaposition of the other video game movie trailer that came out just a week beforehand. God damn, something is grounding out with our recording setup. I don't know what this is.
1 second.
What is causing that grounding out noise? I don't know. Anyways, there was this man. His name is Shadasi the Hajasi, and he got he's very cool. He is for some reason voiced by Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Wait. Shadasi is voiced by Keanu Reeves?
Yes. Yeah, Shadasi the Hadasi.
Shadasi the Hadasi is voiced by Kinasi the Barasis.
Yeah. Kinasi the Barasi.
Yeah, and we got the guy, the Eggman. He's back. I'm forgetting his name.
Oh, Jim Carrey.
Jim.
Jason Momoa is producing the Minecraft movie.
He's producing.
He is producing the Minecraft movie.
What does that mean?
This son of a bitch.
He has no idea what the movie's about, so he's just like, oh yeah, fuck it, whatever.
This son of a bitch. I'm so sick of Jason Momoa. He's the reason why Amber Heard's still in Aquaman 2.
I am Steve.
I am Shadow the Hedgehog.
Steve.
That's so...
Wake up, Sonic.
So
We've got a fucking city to burn.
I haven't watched the first 2 Sonic movies yet.
Really?
He just threw a bottle at me.
It came out on the microphone on our end, at least.
Yeet. Good catch.
That was perfect, almost.
But I haven't seen
on my big belly.
I haven't seen the first 2 movies yet.
So we're gonna binge watch that, right? You and me.
You should definitely have us watch that with you. If not, let Stevie and me come over. Or me and him and Stevie come over and watch that.
Yeah, because I want to watch them. I heard that they were pretty good.
Okay.
Well,
so
at least good.
Here's gonna be. We had this discussion just on stream the other
show, by the way.
No, I refuse to. Okay. Here's my genuine take on the Sonic movie. Are they good video game adaptation movies? They are fine.
Okay.
Are they cringe? Yes. Are they
a strong word?
Well, when he does the floss, I don't know, man.
That's just a dance move of the time. It's okay.
There is only one good floss dance move joke, and that was in the second Sonic movie where Eggman starts flossing and Knuckles is like, "What are you doing?" But anyway,
by the way, for context on the Knuckles Echidna show,
I don't want to know about it. I will watch it eventually. I just haven't yet.
Episode 4. Knuckles has a nice family Jewish dinner with 2 adult children and a hot 80-year-old grandma.
Okay.
And Knuckles becomes just a Jewish dad for a short time.
It's good for him. I'm proud of him for that.
I don't know who decided to write the Knuckles show, but they need to have a stern talking to.
The only thing I know about the Knuckles show is there's that one guy that keeps saying the flames of disaster. That's it. That's all I know.
The flames of disaster.
I didn't see that guy at all yet. He must show up later.
I've seen a couple memes about that guy going like,
no, it is a wild show. He's like, what is this spongy substance? It's gefilte fish. Oh, I love it. And he I swear at some point, I think he might have a sexual relationship with the grandmother at one point. It's it got a little weird. I can't blame him because the grandmother kind of got me thinking she a little fine too.
That's a girlfriend.
And that's I know she actually kind of was. She's like, I did Pilates, and she beat up 2 guys with a frying pan.
Damn. Okay.
And I was like,
Grandma's got hands.
Grandma, no wonder Knuckles wants that grimacy.
Shut up.
But anyways, getting back to the Sonic movie, the first 2 movies, they are fine. They're not like the Mario movie where if you are a massive Sonic fan, you're gonna come out of this being like, oh, I get that reference. Oh, okay. There's a few moments here and there, but it's its own canon, which I guess the Mario movie is as well. Mm-hmm. But there's no the music is all pop music. There's no Sonic music in the show at all.
So in the movie, there's a few Sonic songs though. I thought, right? I know Green Hills is playing.
Green Hill, the stage from Sonic 1 is a town in fucking Iowa or some shit.
You still hear him the start of it, it has a Green Hills overture.
Okay, maybe maybe I'm misremembering, and there are some leitmotif stuff.
Also, there was plenty of actual Easter eggs and stuff for those who were fans of Sega in the background. The actual intro itself was the Sega and stuff like that.
From what it's being described to me, at least again, first impressions, it's just it's not meant to be a game movie. It's just a movie about a game character.
I think it's the perfect bridge for audiences that aren't gamers and audiences who are gamers. Okay. They do a real good job making a movie for everyone.
Okay.
My problem with the Sonic movie comes in with the human cast, aside from Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey and Agent Stone, whatever. What's his name? What's Agent Stone's actor's name? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Anyways, Jim Carrey's Eggman, and he's got this awesome side character guy that I can never remember his fucking name. I want to say it's Lee something or other. Yeah, Lee Madhaub, which I'm probably mispronouncing. But they are good. But then there's this colorful cast of humans who adopted Sonic into their family and treat him as a pet.
The parents get no, they treat him as their kid.
Or yeah, like
they're his teenager, which it's fair because Sonic is canonically 17.
Yeah.
And the actual games and shit, so he's probably I don't know. He's fucking stupid in the normal ones. So probably 16. I don't know. How long were you fucking stupid for?
I'm 25. Wait, no, I'm 26.
What's my age again? What's my age again?
More DMCA. Let's go.
But yeah, they are fine movies. Okay. If you are a Sonic fan, you will enjoy it. If you're not a Sonic fan, you'll probably enjoy it. They're just okay, in my opinion.
Okay. They are a very good children's movie.
See, now that's a whole can of worms too, though, because I don't think just because it's a children's movie means that it has to be bad.
No, I don't think it. No.
I'm not saying you're saying that. A lot of people I see online lately are being very like with the Minecraft movie in particular. They're being dismissive of all these weird elements and lack of any giving a shit about the source material, writing it off as it's a kid's movie, it'll be fine, the kids don't care. Well, guess what? When I was a kid, I watched some fucking cool shows like SpongeBob SquarePants and Danny Phantom first 2 seasons.
Yeah, Danny Phantom, being the guy who's half alive and half dead. Or, for me, I watched Dragon Ball growing the fuck up, and I watched Frieza cut himself in half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, just because it's a kid's movie doesn't mean that you can't have like complex issues or more interesting characters, for example.
See, I'm a break into that element. What's that, Elemental? That movie that was by Disney.
Yeah, that was a really good.
That was a great fucking movie.
I like that movie.
I did not see it.
It's very beautiful.
It's very good. It's a very good movie. It's very so basically just the short is there's these elements and whatever, there's fire, water,
earth and air.
Yeah.
And essentially they don't mix. And then the entire movie is about a couple who are fire and water meeting. And they don't mix. But then as you progress, there's some things that develop and then they figure out some things. It's a very beautiful movie about mixing cultures and heritages together. It's also very stunningly beautiful and a lot of neat concepts with like the design and character designs. Because
a lot of people pushed it off because it looked like it was a kid's movie.
Yeah,
and it's very.
It is. It is.
But like if you,
it even opens with Up.
Yeah,
like an Up segment where it's about the granddad going on a first date.
Yeah,
which is fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I believe it is on Disney Plus now. It's been out of theaters for a while. I think this is Megan.
Elemental is a very good movie. I very strongly recommend it. But a lot of people just kind of push off movies like that because they're like, oh, it's for kids.
Yeah, let's talk about those first 15 minutes of Up.
Yeah, right.
Where you watch the granddad go through all of his life
and Wally
with his wife. And Wally was beautiful. I love Wally.
Wally was good.
So there's a lot of depth there for children. And like with Minecraft, I made a joke of make Minecraft into a horror movie where each of the kids get taken one by one by different mobs. And Jack Black is just a kind of a weird, fucked up
Herobrine. Herobrine.
Fucked up Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Leading these kids on a tour through this mystical land as each of them gets just grabbed.
Well, that also kind of makes me think of because how Mickey Mouse is public domain, or Steamboat Willie was. Yeah, my bad. Excuse me. Steamboat Willie became public domain, and so did Winnie the Pooh.
But then it's like look at fucking Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah,
they were practically a child's. They're practically a child's franchise now, and they got a movie, and no one's dogging that for a movie for a kid. Like that. I don't know about you guys, but FNAF had fucking Shaggy in it.
Yeah.
What the hell is his name? I can never remember the actor's name anymore.
Oh, I can't think of it. I'm blanking.
But he's like literally in Scream and everything. And I know if I could just see him.
I've got a question. Why is the Minecraft movie an isekai?
Is it an isekai?
It's an isekai. It's an isekai. They go through a portal. So this is what's stupid to me. It feels like
yes, it is Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard, yeah.
It feels like this movie was made not because, and they even said as much. They said the part of the reason why the Minecraft movie took so long to make, this movie started production in 2014. Part of the reason why this movie took so long to make was because, and I quote, this comes from, I think, the director. Someone on the main team said this very recently. They said, part of the reason was we're struggling to come up with a story that fits the Minecraft universe. Well, no fucking shit. The game has no story.
Yeah, no shit.
And then what you came up with was stupid as shit. It's like, well, we tried for 5 years. We couldn't come up with anything.
I literally came up with a shit story off the top of my head.
And yeah, it is the most bare bones.
So did the Borderlands movie, by the way. The Borderlands movie was also 10 years in the making, 8 years in the making.
Melvin, did you see Jumanji?
Yeah.
This Minecraft movie is Jumanji.
Yeah.
1-to-1. It is the same plot. They find themselves in the world of Minecraft. Not that Minecraft is like this living, breathing thing. No, it's that they are just normal people who are now in Minecraft, and they make observations, being like, "Huh, that's a little weird. That sheep is a little square."
Literally could have had a story where, like one of the chat said, they literally could have done like a story about the Ender coming over into the real world. There is so much you could have done. They have a Telltale Minecraft story adventure game.
Yeah, They could have done so.
Remember when the pig died and turned into a pork chop? That was sad.
That was sad. I
laughed anyways, though.
I'm absolutely gonna try. I think, unfortunately, I didn't see Borderlands. I think I'm absolutely might see this Minecraft one, just because it looks so bad.
I don't know, man. I can see. It's just kind of like,
no, we bullied Sega hard enough to fucking fix the Sonic movie. Why aren't we bullying them about Minecraft?
The problem is Minecraft's problems are more of a fundamental, like, Minecraft movie would have been better if it was an animated movie that looks like the like. Have you ever seen, like, whenever there's a new Minecraft update, they do like little animations on their main like YouTube channel and stuff. If the whole movie looked like that, Minecraft would be probably like, it could have the exact same plot. But if you did that, I would honestly be way more interested in this movie. I just
need a scene where it's like that old animation where Jack Black looks at a creeper getting ready to blow up his house. He goes, "Are you about to blow up my house?" And he punches him and he goes, "I'm about to blow up your rectum."
Oh my God. I want to say this real quick because Froze had mentioned this. The only thing that I can give them is the creeper looks like how I expect a creeper to look.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about a flocked creeper.
A what?
It's like it's got hair.
It's like mossy.
Is it moss?
Yeah,
it looks like hair.
It's supposed to be covered in like moss and shit.
Because if it's moss, I can see that, but
like
it doesn't look like moss. It looks like hair,
like moldy, disgusting moss.
Because when I looked at it, it just looks like they were fucking hairy, and I was like, "What the fuck is this creeper?"
Remember when the detective? I don't suppose
Pikachu, that's what it looks like, right?
No, that's not. That is fucking terrifying. No, pull up an image of it so Mel can see what the creeper looks like, since he's apparently not seen the trailer. What the fuck? You didn't do your homework.
Oh, I didn't watch the trailer because it looked bad. I'm sorry.
I don't blame you, but fuck you.
Or at least okay, hear me out. I started watching it, and then I got to the I am Steve.
Why'd they do the Beatles Magical Mystery Tour? Like, of all music, what Minecraft has such a great soundtrack. I am so sick. All right, listen here. You just, the shoes have just come off. I have entered full fucking rage mode now. I love Shrek as much as the next guy, but goddamn it, if Shrek didn't start this goddamn trend of every movie needs to have, instead of original soundtracks, they've got to have stupid, shitty pop music that doesn't fit anywhere in the film.
And I'm a believer.
Why did several songs from the Mario movie get cut and replaced with pop music? I don't get it. Who in the fucking theater sits there
Brooklyn
and is like, you know what? I'm getting bored with this movie. Oh, I know that song. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you for playing this one song.
One thing I thought was really wild was like the No Sleep Till Brooklyn song was like used in like Guardians of the Galaxy's like 3 as well.
Yeah.
So it's like I had to hear that song in like two of the biggest like movies of that year. But it's like see, when they did the Magical Beatles tour, it's like that's why I think they should just make it into like a fucked up Willy Wonka's in the Chocolate Factory scenario where these kids are coming into this world. Jack Black doesn't think it's dangerous because Jack Black is Steve and of this world.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think fucking Jack Black should be like, come on, kids, let's go on this adventure.
Just kind of turn it more into like a horror aspect.
Each one of these kids just gets taken by a different mob. That's what I think would be fun to watch.
Unfortunately, no. It is the most bare bones, safest possible movie plot you could ever come up with. There's going to be Steve. They're going to have some antics with creepers. It's going to be funny. You're going to be like, ha, the creeper just blew up on Jason Momoa.
Good,
and then it's gonna conclude with a fight with the Ender Dragon, who will probably be for some reason voiced, and then this movie's gonna make me mad.
I think it's gonna make a lot of people mad.
I hope the Ender Dragon's voiced by Morgan Freeman. I am the Ender Dragon.
Yeah, I hope he says it just like Jack Black too, but with Morgan Freeman's voice.
It is me. I I'm the Ender Dragon.
Every character needs to introduce themselves that way. Honestly, that would make that line so much more redeemable if it's like Smash Brawl, where every time a new character is introduced, they just.
If I do not have Jack Black playing as Steve doing some sort of scat in the movie, I don't want it.
Can I get a Jack Black skin for Steve in Smash Ultimate?
You know what though? Speaking of Smash Brothers. Fucking, you know what people are going to be begging now, even though it makes no goddamn sense, is people are going to be continuing to beg for that Smash Brothers cinematic universe from Marvel Brainrot. My guys, the Mario movie is an animated movie. Jack Black is a real human being who's also the voice of Bowser and the voice of Claptrap and the voice of every video game movie adaptation, for some reason not involved with the Sonic movie.
He does do a really good job with Bowser, though.
He does. But my point is, for the people who want a Smash Brothers movie, what the fuck would this movie be? Because all of these cinematic universes that you're connecting are like, seriously, completely different style movies. Like, imagine if the Mario Brothers animated movie crossed over with the live action Zelda movie. Like, even if we're keeping it within Nintendo, and the live action Pokemon Detective Pikachu mixed with, I don't know, some other animated movie. Like, this concept just
it just doesn't sound like it would work.
No.
I would take Detective Pikachu with Ryan Reynolds again.
I'm gonna scream like this.
I really
but louder.
I really a Smash Bros. Movie starring Jack Black and 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 Jack Black.
Blackjack and Jack Black. Jack Black playing blackjack.
Playing blackjack.
I am playing blackjack.
I'm in fucking Minecraft.
Remember with I don't remember if it was when they made the show version of Kung Fu Panda, but there was at some point I remember there was a parody of Jack is Back or something to that accord where it was Jack is back. Jack is black.
I remember, so there's one thing that I remember like watching as a kid, because I used to really like Jack Black. And when he had hosted the Kids' Choice Awards for Nickelodeon, that was one of the songs that he did, was he covered the Back in Black by AC/DC, and he's like, Jack is black! And he just started making a song about the Kids' Choice Awards, and he's like, but I'm back, and the whole thing was just ridiculous.
Oh, by the way, Jack Black will be singing in the Minecraft movie, in case there was any doubts.
When you don't bully your children enough.
That was confirmed by Jack Black himself a few years ago, that he will be singing in the movie.
Wasn't like Tenacious D like
Tenacious D is broken up now?
No, they're back together now. They got back together.
Ah, God.
Anyway, so the Sonic movie 3 looks good. Briefly, I'll touch on this. Keanu Reeves as Shadow is a weird casting. Again, I would prefer if it was the real, actual Shadow the Hedgehog voice actor, but Keanu Reeves is a good lad. I'll take it, whatever.
I would have also maybe, I don't know.
I find it really weird that Tails still remains to be Colleen O'Shaughnessy. Like, that's Tails' actual...
That's the only one, yeah, that's the only one.
Why specifically Tails is the one that gets the one, what I'm asking, for... Because
that's your favorite character, buddy.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just like, why not do it with the other ones? Because clearly Colleen has done a great job with the movie, and they know how to act in this way, so...
Wait, which project are they getting? They're talking about the Sonic cast members, what they're getting paid?
No.
I'm talking about the Captain.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about.
So that's I'm just bringing it up to them. Oh, wow. Well, I'll look that up real quick, or if you want to look that up real quick, one of us will look that up real quick. But continue.
The movie looks good. Shadow looks like they did him well. They're continuing the continuation of where they left off. I love that Jim Carrey keeps coming back despite being retired. I know that being retired, as Matt Pat has proven, doesn't mean you're no longer working necessarily, but I like that despite Jim Carrey formally announcing
he's being done with Hollywood, he still just comes back for Sonic. Though.
Yeah, he loves Sonic.
What a G.
Colleen is getting paid one of the least. Well, yeah, that checks out because she's. We had this discussion on the last episode, but yes, triple A, like whatever you want to call them, like your Chris Pratts of the world, those kinds of celebrities have way more bargaining power than Colleen unfortunately does.
The salary for Jim Carrey is $12 million. Yeah, and Colleen makes $350,000.
How much does the voice of Sonic make?
Snuckles. Ben Schwartz, 500,000. That's
not too bad.
That's surprising, actually.
A $200,000 difference.
Keanu Reeves makes $5 million for Shadow.
Jesus. How much did Idris Elba make for Knuckles?
$3 million.
Now, here's what I will say.
Well, Ben Schwartz also does like cartoons and stuff too. Ben Schwartz is great.
I love Keanu Reeves as much as the next guy, but there was a rumor before the casting was officially revealed that it was going to be Hayden Christensen as Shadow, and I would have loved that. I would have loved it way more.
What?
So much.
I would have totally fucked with that.
We could have had an edgy little Hayden Christensen just be like, I don't like you, Sonic. I don't like you, Sonic. You're like sand. Rough and
you're like Sand Hill Zone.
I would have been all for that, honestly.
Sonic, your vagina's like Sand Hill Joan.
Well, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
No one heard me say Joan instead of Zone.
No, I'm deliberately ignoring you at this point for the rest of this stream.
DuckTales is lit, by the way. The new DuckTales is great. It's got David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck.
What?
And Ben Schwartz is, I think, half of the Ducks.
That's funny.
Yeah, isn't there like other than David Tennant, there's another fucking Doctor Who actor in there too, right?
Maybe.
I thought I heard someone on Twitter say something about there's a Doctor Who reunion in the DuckTales movie.
Shit, I can't fucking remember. Hold on.
Oh man.
Because I think it is Donald Duck that was voiced by someone.
Talk about DuckTales. Woo!
DuckTales. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about the Sonic 3 movie or the Minecraft movie.
I'll probably end up watching the Sonic movies when I get the chance to.
We will binge it.
Okay.
We will binge it. Get here 8 hours early for the next Pixel Pulse.
Gotcha.
And we will watch all of them.
Okay. Sounds good
There's
to me.
2 movies.
I'm just going to look at the DuckTales voice cast real quick. Danny Putty is one I recognize. Now they see their faces. It's like, oh, Kate Micucci's in there.
Micucci.
Fuck. You know what? There is a joke about her where she goes, she knows what her name sounds like.
Oh my god.
So I'm trying to find it because if I see one of the Doctor Who's, I will absolutely recognize him.
Excuse me.
It's the witch is apparently the one we're talking about. I don't know.
Oh, that's why I was getting confused. I looked up the old cast. I was like, that's not who I'm looking for.
Well, what do you have to say?
I can't find it right now. Well,
I mean, pretty much it's just like I'll have to watch the Sonic movies. I don't know.
Are you gonna watch Minecraft?
I might. I just might watch it just to see how bad it is.
So we're gonna do a Pixel Pulse watch together and then come back and review it on our.
I mean, that'll probably be a segment on the show. Definitely.
That is gonna be probably half of the show, depending on how bad it is.
Well, let's move on to Grab Bag real quick. It's starting to get pretty late, so let's.
Oh, it's Catherine Tate.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go. Let's move on to Grab Bag. Why don't we?
Okay. Yeah, this one's a fun segment. This will be a great Grab Bag segment for us.
I honestly forgot what the Grab Bag was.
Basically, just funny character names.
So, what are some insane names for your created characters that some of you guys might have? I know I recently started playing World of Warcraft again. And so I've had characters I made throughout the years. And boy, you can certainly tell when some of them are done when I'm on drugs or not, So, my favorite so far has been Boober Soccer 32.
Boober Soccer 32.
I had a healer that was Kisser the Boo Boos, or Boo Boo Kisser. It was one of them.
Kisser of Boo Boos.
Yeah. And then you could tell when I got mad that name wasn't available on another server, I named him Boo Boo Clump. Another pizza was one I had, and then I decided that if I ever had to have an esports name, it's going to be your dad.
Your dad.
So if think about it though, like we're sitting there, I get put on Cloud9, the gaming team. They're like, Cloud9, your dad's certainly going down mid. Oh no, Cloud Dad, your dad, it's good. Oh my God, your dad just got the ace. Your dad just got the ace, and he's playing. Oh, your dad just playing a bomb on B.
Your dad's OP.
Your dad just defused the bomb. And that's gonna, I just love silly, stupid names for your created characters. I
always give, whenever there's an option to name my character something stupid, I'll give him something stupid. Sometimes it's very low effort. Like I started playing Undertale. My character's name is Craig. But like usually whenever I play Zelda games, I'll do something stupid for the name of the character because they'll always refer to you as that in the game's like text. So like I did Ocarina of Time. I think this was off stream one time. I named myself Bitch Ass, and everyone was like, "Hey, Bitch Ass, hero of time," stuff like that. My Pokemon teams are usually full of a bunch of stupid shit.
Oh, I'm really good about stupid names for Pokemon.
I like to try and name every single one I catch because I do Nuzlocke. And so, I got Squirt and Water Ninja and, oh, God.
I can't remember, but, like, I will just completely go with, like, the first thing that pops into my head. Like, right now, the first thing that I can think of is a Squirtle named Ketchup. That's like I don't know why. Just to me, that is like the funniest thing. Just renaming them random objects or like something that just come completely out of left field. Like, let's say we catch a Lapras, and I'm like, oh yeah, name it Spaghetti.
Yep. Name it Toxic Enema.
I can't remember most of the stupid names that I've come up with. Like usually it'll just be just like whatever comes to mind first, and it's something totally random and unpredictable.
I think there was one time when I first had my 2DS and I got Tamagotchi Life. I had made like a not a SpongeBob character, a Mario character of my own. I think I named him Scissors. And it was just like he was a very bland, flat, just annoying character.
I remember back when I was like 5, I always thought it was the coolest thing because my brother named himself I'm a Girl in Pokemon Red. And so every time a guy goes, "Hey, I'm a girl," he's like,
that's a knee slapper right there.
Like a real fucking knee slapper. Like he called himself a girl.
I promise you I'm laughing. You just can't hear it or see it. If you see contempt in my face, that's part of the
American
laughing.
Sign Languager is going nuts over there.
Yeah, the sign languager is just having a great time.
Oh, they came out from hiding from earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize.
Oh, no, they've been back for a minute there. They've been signing everything you got.
Oh, shit. They just flipped me off.
Yeah.
No. That's I love you.
That's I love you. Yeah. Uh-huh.
You feel loved right now?
No.
But
I didn't I guess
I just named one recently, Grumpy Jonathan.
Grumpy Jonathan.
And it's on a role-playing server, so if I ever end up having a role-play, I'm gonna role-play him as actually mildly pleasant Jonathan.
You know what? So kind of like going into like diving into that roleplay thing, because I used to do a lot of Grand Theft Auto roleplay. I had a character that I named Johnny Gizmo, and he was a Inspector Gadget clone. So like he would talk with a transatlantic accent, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, Johnny Gizmo's on the case," and I would play him occasionally in these servers, and everybody loved the character. But every time it'd be like, "Man, look at this Inspector Gadget looking at us." I'm like, "Who the fuck is that? Inspector Gadget? My name's Johnny Gizmo.
I'm legally distinctly not him."
And everyone loved the character. I just stopped doing like Grand Theft Auto roleplay because, I mean, it's just not up my alley anymore.
It became cringe according to him and his etiquettes.
No. I like GTA RP. I think it's cool.
I'm gonna roleplay me
Notices
giving you a firm handshake.
Yeah, and that's the firmest handshake, doctor.
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 Get the American Sign Language or two.
Doctor. Commander.
But so I'm trying to think of like other fun names I had.
Oh, I remember one. I had a I don't know what game this was, but I think it was a Pokemon game that I originally. Oh, it was when I had Moon the first time. I named my character Doinkle.
Doinkle.
So
pretty good. I like Doinkle.
Would you guys like to know the name of my first ever D&D character?
Oh, what?
So he was a half orc, and I named him Green Dick the Black.
Okay.
Fun fact: his dick was not green, but his name.
It's good.
That was my first ever D&D character.
Oh my god!
And then eventually they tried to throw me into a Hydra's pit, but I accidentally survived and killed the entire Hydra. And I was like, and as they pulled me out of the Hydra pit, I went choconet.
Remember Dark Emperor Joshua?
I do remember Dark Emperor Joshua.
Dark Emperor Joshua. He
Roll
was
for
a
Distant
duck,
Quack.
though. He was a duck.
I still think about Roll for Distant Quack.
I still do it.
It's so much fun.
It's still
Wait, hang on. I can give you a distant quack. Hang on.
There he is!
Dark
Emperor Joshua!
We need to go now. This has been a problem. We need to move it to the next segment. We need to go. We need to get out before the duck gets us. We need to go.
We need to get out of here.
It's time. It is time to go, though.
Yeah.
It's been 2 hours.
Well, I just wanted to make sure we go over some things too. Please, for the love of God.
Green the Dick. Wait, what was his name?
Green Dick the Black.
Okay.
I ended up changing his name to Dirge after a while because we were playing in a public area. They're like, "All right, Green Dick." I'm like, well, like, why do they call you the Black? Wow, it's because of the disease.
The Black Plague.
The Black Plague.
But essentially, I just wanted to bring it up because I was thinking about silly character names. I would love to hear it if you guys have some silly character names out there, chat, or anyone that's watching.
Make sure to like and subscribe if you've ever named yourself something stupid.
Hit that fucking notification bell if you have named it stupider than anything we've got.
Fucking bell, chat. Come on, chat. Hit the bell.
Maybe don't be that aggressive towards me.
Okay, yeah, sorry, chat.
Gently,
hit the bell,
would you
chat.
like some treats? Would you like to listen to my bionicle talk while my parents fight in the background? But anyways, so I think, where can we find you at, GabrielSurgeVA?
You're looking at it. I'm right here, baby.
Oh shit!
Yep, you're actually literally right here.
No,
if you look down.
If you're on, okay. So for people viewing from YouTube, there is a Twitch version of the stream. Currently, it's being streamed at my personal Twitch account at twitch.tv/GabrielSurgeVA. I play video games. I have like 2 streams left of Yakuza, maybe a stream left of Undertale. I just finished F-Zero Maximum Velocity last night. Probably going to be playing Zelda Echoes of Wisdom when that comes out. And I have YouTube channels as well, but don't worry about that. Just indoctrinate yourself with one thing at a time. Look at your screen right now. Are you on Twitch? Then you're at the right place.
How about you go down and you look at episode 1 and play that too?
Yeah, might as well listen to the episode 1. You're here now. Go back to the other one.
I'll start writing you sultry fan fiction about your selective characters, and I'll do them for you in this voice even.
I'll do it for you in this voice if you want.
I'll done doing this there to hear their
That's
voice.
right. You do get an option of 2 different yokel voices in mine, which is depressed.
You just read it in a depressing tone no matter what.
Sonic the World War II Dragon.
Oh no.
Sonic woke up in the morning and decided they had to go.
Agari, where can we find you at?
You can find me on Twitch at Agari_Uchu. That is UCHU Agari AGARI. So
not in that order.
Not in that order. It's not Uchu Agari. It's Agari Uchu. You can find me there on my Twitch. I'm a
What was it that you called him earlier?
Ucho.
Oh, okay. Ucho. Yeah.
Ucho. You can find me on
Agari Chu.
Oh yeah,
it's Chu. You can find me on YouTube at Agariuchu, social medias, or at Agariuchu, just all that stuff. I'm a VTuber, so I don't really show my face, so good luck. I play video games. Right now, I'm debating on what I'm going to do, but I think I'm going to start going through Pokemon again. I have Pearl, Shining Pearl that I'm working through right now on stream, so I think I'm going to start doing Pokemon Pearl, Shining Pearl, and yeah.
Translator, where can we find you at? Oh, okay, thank you. And Melvin, where can we find you at?
So I'm primarily going to be more so in the YouTube spectrum of thing. I'm personally a Scarlet fellow myself, so if you need any of them fine Paradox Pokemon in a shiny variety, I will be hunting those down in Scarlet eventually. But if you want to look to find me, you can find me at Captain WaterMelvin on YouTube. It's WaterMelvin, but that's the at, like the little at underneath my name. It's like but it's WaterMelvin. Essentially, my goal right now is I'm working on getting thumbnails to go and prepare for when Marvel Rivals release, because I want to go and give an in-depth review of each character, because I played the hell out of the closed alpha. And yeah, I would very much like to welcome you all to our show. Hopefully this is here for more, and I hope you all tune in with us again every other Sunday. We had a little bit of mishap with our scheduling this time because, well, life is rough right now. The economy is bending me over a barrel.
So are we going to do this 2 weeks from now or next week, since we skipped last week and decided to do it today?
I think we can just do it 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks from now? Okay.
That works for me if you guys want to do it that way.
Yep, I'm okay with that.
That works for me as well.
I think, don't you have D&D?
No, it'll be fine.
Okay. So I want to thank each and every single one of you for tuning in. Thank you, American Sign Languager, and special thanks to our advertisers who are going to end the stream now.
Oh no!
Bye.
Thank you, advertisers, for the sponsorships that we don't have.
Here's all of our
GabrielSurgeVA is our sponsorship.
Now for a message from our sponsor.